What's up, dear misfits? Welcome to Pages of Ascension. Of course, welcome back if you've been hanging out with me for a little bit. This reading is for Cancer's Shadowscope. Okay, so what this reading is intended to talk about is shadow work that Cancer may be beginning for this current year. Okay, or whenever you watch it. My readings aren't dated. So, I'm going to give a little bit of a disclaimer here that sometimes sensitive themes and adult topics and sometimes even triggering themes can come up in these readings. So if that's not something that you're in a place to hear right now, I would suggest maybe watching this video at another time, okay? And let's see here. Oh, okay. Didn't even see that had flipped over. All right, so the card just started to talk. Let's go over a little bit of fine print, okay? So I am an adult. I do use adult language. If that's something that you're not comfortable with, this is a good time to exit stage left. Means I'm probably not the reader for you, okay? No big deal. Plenty of kick-ass readers here on YouTube. I'm sure you can find someone that uses the language that you prefer, okay? As far as pronouns are concerned, go ahead and go with what you identify as, okay? This is an inclusive channel. And I guess somewhat last but not least, if you're looking for a personal reading, you can go ahead and go to that website at the bottom of your screen. It'll take you to POACreator.com, and go ahead and poke around there and see if there's anything that strikes your fancy, okay? Now, one other thing I do want to mention, and I've said this in a couple of other videos at this point, but at least to get, for my channel, okay, to get the most out of these Shadowscope readings is to also look at the sign that is opposite of you. Okay, so Cancer, for you, that would be the sign of Capricorn. So the suggestion is to watch their regular video and their Shadowscope video along with your own regular video, or at least, you know, some combination thereof. Go ahead and go with whatever title appeals to you, okay? And again, this is for whatever sign that you might be looking at for within your chart, okay? I don't restrict myself to the whole sun, moon, and rising thing because, you know, sometimes your sun sign ain't telling you a whole lot about your love life, all right? Or your financial world and so on and so forth, okay? So, let's dig in, shall we? Wow, you're like totally on the board, Cancer. Like, didn't even waste any time. There is grief. I would say serious grief. Oh, really? Right now? This is gonna be a very tough one, okay? So, there's an ending that has taken place. For some of you, this ending was the loss of a child, okay? And it's almost like you had manifested this child into being, and for this child to no longer be here, to be taken away from you, is literally a punch to the gut, okay? The number 7 could figure prominently for you. So it's possible that this happened in the month of July for some of you. And I would say, Cancer, some of you may have a partner that is a Scorpio, and they are taking this very, very, very hard. Okay, so, that's one scenario. The other scenario that I'm seeing here is that some of you are actually with child right now, and you may have actually lost your partner. And I'm sensing like they are physically no longer with us, they have transition type of thing. And again, that's the sign of Scorpio is still playing very prominent in that, and I'm feeling like this is a masculine energy. Yeah, this is tough. I feel like there's going to be more information that comes out, so stick with me, okay? So what your theme or the situation at play is for you for this shadow season is world within worlds. Some of you are incredibly tapped in to the other side. This person may have been visiting you. One second. They may have been coming to visit you in your dreams. You may have been having some kind of off-kilter, strange dreams, like lucid dreaming, for example. And for some of you, the connection that you have with this unborn child is quite literally otherworldly. Okay, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and look into the Kipper and see what other information that we can dig out. Okay. Whoever the Scorpio is in your life, they're in a very, very deep amount of grief right now. Like, I'm concerned with the energy that I'm feeling right now for this person. Okay. So if this is someone who is still with us, who has not transitioned, they should seek some help. Okay. Ooh. Can I get 2 cards for the Queen of Cups, please? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even show you all the cards. So we have the Queen of Cups popping out. As you can see, she is with child in this particular deck. We have the 5 of Cups. And then we have the World. Okay. Whew, chills. Queen of Cups, please. Queen of Cups. Really right now, Spirit? Okay, we're actually going to keep those. Okay, so the cards that fell out on top of the Queen of Cups is the False Person, Wealthy Man, and Concern. This is immediately making me think about the Dark Knight video that I did about, it's called Pregnant and Alone. Okay, so for those of you who have not already come across that video, I would suggest watching that. I think there might be some additional information in there for you, because I'm picking up that same type of energy, that there is an affluent masculine energy potentially here, who said when they basically pulled a bait and switch on you. Okay. It's possible this person, this wealthy man, is a Scorpio, but don't get too hung up on the zodiac signs, because anybody can embody any particular zodiac sign. Okay. But I feel like some information has come forth about this wealthy man to enlighten you that they are not someone who's for your highest good. Okay. If this is a former partner, it's come, the truth has come out that they never had any intention in sticking around. Okay. Okay, let's look at this 5 of Cups. Yeah, this is still feeling like, wow. There's very few times I've actually seen both of these cards come out together. So underneath the 5 of Cups, you've got sudden wealth, and then you've got great fortune. that immediately, it's almost like inheritance energy. So it's income or money that comes from the passing of someone else, especially combined with this Five of Cups card. Like, yeah, I'm still hearing Scorpio. And again, I do say don't pay attention so heavily to the zodiac signs, but when I'm getting it as intensely as I am, I do like to mention it, okay? So I do want to throw it out there, unfortunately. And I definitely normally don't get this with tarot. That's just not the system that this type of thing comes out for me. But this is something that might actually transpire over Scorpio season. So in that instance, forewarn is forearm. There is a massive ending that is taking place for you, Cancer, and it's going to be very painful on top of that, okay? And you know, the trade-off is the money. And here's the thing, you got the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Okay, and there is that saying that in order to gain something, that sometimes something needs to be lost. Okay, so if you are someone, for example, who's been trying to manifest money, this is how that money is coming in. And God, I know how that sounds. I know how that sounds. But that is what I'm seeing, okay? Especially with the Magician running at the bottom of the deck. That is the overarching energy for your shadow season, is manifestation. Now, it's not to say that you're intentionally trying to manifest the transition of someone else. It could have already been set in play, you know, within their chart, that this is the time that they transition to the other side. Okay, or this is the particular time that this event blows up. Okay, if you're not familiar with your astrology chart, I'll actually link a site that I go to pull my own birth chart. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you anything. And I would suggest looking at your 8th house specifically, or specifically where you've got Scorpio, what house you've got Scorpio landing in your chart. Okay, or how that plays within your chart, because I'm feeling the Scorpio energy so heavily in this reading. I do feel like it's playing some kind of role. And then with the world here, it's Saturn. The world deals with restriction, so it's like you're trading one restriction that you've experienced and getting rid of that restriction for the loss of something else. And my God, this is a trade-off, and it's a really shitty one. I'm just gonna call it like I see it, okay? But there is a major ending taking place. For some of you, it may have to do with a child, and I'm so sorry. And it changes your financial situation. For some of you, this could just be the passing of a very wealthy individual. It could even be someone who was not necessarily the most high vibrational towards you, okay, and somehow you're benefiting off that, but the loss still hurts for whoever this is. So I mean, it could be a father, it could be a grandfather, it could be you know, an uncle, a brother. Like pick a masculine energy, a masculine male energy rather, in your life that may apply for you, okay? Yeah, it's like one of those scenarios where, and I'm just gonna throw an example out there because this is what's coming to mind, but it's almost like if you had a brother, okay, and you didn't necessarily get along. Wow, okay, so there's some confirmation there. Didn't necessarily get along with your brother, excuse me, in the later you know, times of your life. Maybe there was some argument or something that came to pass where, you know, it fractured that particular friendship, you know, connection is a better word. And then something happens. My right eye is jumping now. And something ends up happening to them, and the two of you never really solve that feud, you know, or that discord that was going on between you. You know, they transition, and even though the two of you didn't feel like the two of you were necessarily on good terms, you find out that they've left you something that you're in the will, okay, or their last will and testament. And it's like, as if it isn't already hurting that you've lost this person and you didn't get to reconcile the issues the two of you had with each other. It feels that much more of a punch to the gut, because maybe you're thinking, oh, I should have reached out, I should have talked to them, and then you're realizing that they still love me enough to think of me after they were no longer here. Wow. And again, that's just a scenario that came forth. I mean, it could be any type of scenario for you, okay? But that's one of the things I'm picking up. And for some of you, while this is going on, you are with child, you know, and we're looking forward to introducing this new family member to their uncle, grandfather, great-grandfather, you know, pick whatever it is. So let's go ahead and look at the World card. Wow. This is a massive payday for some of you. So we've got community and unexpected income. So this could be donations, okay? With it sitting on top of the world, though, what it makes me think is that if you've been having some issues with your income, like if you've been experiencing restriction with the expansion of your income, I do feel like that ends with this particular situation. Unfortunately, it's crappy no matter which way you slice it. It's a trade-off. I'm sure for some of you, you would much rather have your sibling, your father, your grandfather, great-grandfather, you know, whoever this male is. I'm sure you'd rather have them versus have the money, for some of you, okay? But I do feel like whoever this person is, ends up changing the financial future for you. So again, if you're manifesting finances, this is how it's coming through. Don't shoot the messenger. That's just what I'm picking up, okay? So let's go ahead and look at your other cards. So where this puts you on your path of ascension is dream redirection. So it says redream this situation. So for some of you, there might have been something that you were wanting to pursue. I'm not seeing what that is, because all it's showing me is that, you know, bad message, wealthy man who necessarily wasn't the most high vibrational, pregnancy, grief, money, ending to money troubles, because this is what's been manifested. That's what I'm seeing, okay? It's not giving me any details. So there's something that you've been thinking about, or something that you even wanted to pursue, and you might have felt a little restricted because the income wasn't there. I do feel like that's what's changing here for you. So it's putting you in a position where you can revisit that dream to see how you can make that come to fruition, okay? So the suggested shadow work for you this particular season is the temple of my body. That is very interesting. I did not see that coming. So the temple of my body, here, let me pop in the book really quick. Like, I do know that it means something along, you're not taking care of yourself as well as you should be, okay? So it's a call to action to look at your diet, look at your habits, you know, look at what you're consuming, okay? Not just within your body, but visually, you know, emotionally, mentally, okay? And then in addition to that, you know, look at it, how you're talking to yourself. You know, how do you feel about your own body? And for some of you that may have body image issues, I'm always going to suggest go talk to someone. Talk to a mental health professional, or go talk to a really good friend who you know is not going to judge you for sharing that you're going through this, okay? So temple of my body represents the stage of depression, which I'm not surprised to see that here with the Five of Cups card, and it's the first moon quarter phase. And it has to do with just not feeling like you're enough, not feeling worthy. For some of you, this could be survivor's guilt. Like if we're talking something much more massive has happened to you and your family, or you and your community, and you are one of the people that managed to survive, and you just feel guilty as hell because you don't feel like you deserve to be here. You do. You deserve to be here. Okay? This is a good time to go see someone, to find someone to go talk to you. Okay, Cancer, because this is tough. This is extremely tough. And because of the state that you're in, the depression that you're in, I don't feel like you're taking very good care of yourself and care of your health. And if you are with child, it's extremely important that you're taking care of yourself right now, because it's not just you. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your timing for this. Whew. So what the timing cards are intended to give you is, if you were to start working, doing the shadow work, you know, now, this month, whenever you watch this video, it's going to let us know about when you're going to start to see some of the positive transformations and results from doing that particular work, okay? So, first quarter moon. Oh my god, is that the same? Hold on, I'm pretty sure that's exactly the same. First quarter moon. Okay, so there's something about the first quarter moon, and I have to admit, with all the Scorpio that I'm seeing right now, and knowing where we are within the moon phases, oh man, this could be something that has just literally just happened. It hasn't actually happened yet within these readings, that the moon phase of the shadow card, or the deck that I'm using to represent your shadow work or potential shadow work, and the timing cards have matched. Okay? So I find that very, very, very telling. Okay? This is feeling like something that is very fresh. It's very recent. Okay, so it says your commitment is being tested. That can mean a multiple of things. The commitment to your community, the commitment to yourself, and even the commitment to your child, the health of your child, the commitment to the health of the family unit. Okay, so, and for some of you, even your spiritual practice. And I say that because of the worlds within worlds. This is someone who taps into the ether. Okay, so I am so sorry. I am so sorry if this is a reading that is resonating with you. Wow. First quarter moon is going to be very important. The number 7 is going to be very important. We've got triple sevens here. You know, and 7, it's a number of divine change, at least for me, okay? So whenever I see an overabundance of that, that tells me divine change is in process, on the way, in order, okay? So keep that in mind as you're going through this. And again, I definitely want to stress that, especially for those of you that this reading is resonating with, please seek someone out. Please seek a mental health counselor, a good friend, someone that you can just talk to, okay? And if you're dealing with the loss of someone who is close to you, and this is still fresh, one thing I suggest to people is to get a candle. So a white candle, white pillar candle, you can get them at Dollar Tree or Dollar General, wherever you are in the part of the world if you have one of those. But it's a 7-day like novella candle, okay? And light that and just talk to that person that is no longer with us. Talk to that person that has transitioned just like they were there. And what I have found from my own experience and from people that I've actually suggested this to is that that does help the process of grief. Okay, it does help you to work through that. Even if you're screaming at the candle, do that. If you're just light the candle and cry, do that. Okay, but it is important to not let those emotions fester, because they can start manifesting themselves in the body. Okay, and with the temple of my body popping out for you guys, it's very important that you allow yourself to process this. Okay, so this is a much longer video than I had intended for this particular reading, but I do sincerely hope that this helped or provided you some insight or comfort in some way. Okay, so if it resonated or helped in any way, don't forget to like and share. If you know someone who's going through this, please share this video with them. Okay, and of course, don't forget to subscribe, because you do have a regular reading that is coming out that hopefully will be a lot better than this. So with that, your peace is your power, and I will see you next time, Cancer. Bye.